Okay, this is my ePortfolio concept map and how I'm going to use it. First and foremost, we're going to start with the basic OTPF. We're going to start with the domain and go through all the occupations, client factors, performance skills, performance patterns, and context and environments, and just kind of freshen up on that information. And then we're going to go to the evaluation process and go through all of that, intervention processes, how we go through that. This is all just a refresher, so I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. And then we're going to go through the Therapy Ed 2 and the types of reasoning, clinical reasonings and critical reasonings, and just refresh those as well. And then we're going to move to frames of reference. We're going to spend a little more time on frames of references because I definitely need a refresher on most of these as I'm not familiar with all of them. But yeah, we're just going to start from the top with behavioral and then go through each one as so. There's a lot, so this is where I'm going to spend a lot of time as well, just refreshing on all of the frames of references. And then next, I'm going to go over assessing abilities and capacities, motor planning, and performance. I'm going to start with the neurophysiological approaches and work my way over here. There's some good photos in here to reference and charts and tables. And then we're going to go over to system-based task-related approaches and start from the top, go through each section. There's a lot of information here, good tables, and then we'll go to the second page, which is Radomski chapter 21. And we're just gonna start from the top. Motor impairments typical for acquired brain injuries. Just go through all of this, like so. Kind of going clockwise, because that's how my brain works best, is start from the top, go clockwise. Definitely freshen up on CIMT and stroke. And then we'll move to the next section, which is multiple factors contribute to optimal motor performance. We'll start from the top again, which is multiple factors contribute to optimal motor performance. Here's a nice chart that I will review. Then we'll start from the top and just go through as so. And then we'll move to framework for occupational therapy interventions geared towards improving motor performance. So then we'll just go through this side. And then we'll go to the last one, which is the framework for occupational therapy interventions geared toward improving motor performance. And so then we'll start with functional use of the arm and hand and some intervention strategies. This will be very helpful, so I'll probably be referencing this section quite a bit because you always need some good intervention strategy ideas. So we'll just start at the top and then we'll go through these. Some of them are review, some of them are new, so I'll take my time going through this section, probably. And then I will go through the interventions to improve motor planning with patients with limb apraxia. So this is going to be a good thing to review. And then the interventions for such, and then general guidelines. I'll move to the next. We'll start with teaching activities in occupational therapy. Start from the top and just kind of go down the list. It's a good review. It's laid out nicely and organized how I like it. But yeah, we'll just go through all of these teaching activities, which will probably be helpful in practice. So I'll probably spend a lot of time here too. And then we'll go to assessing abilities and capacities, sensation. This is one that we kind of went over second semester, so it'll be a good review for to review this because I don't remember it all. We'll start from the top and then we will go down. This is all good information. Kind of gives you some definitions and what to expect when something is damaged in a certain part, like spinal cord. This map is a really good study tool because it kind of shows you where the injury was, and then like if you follow that section, everything here and like below will be affected, so that's a nice map to reference. Peripheral nerve energy, evaluation techniques, recording assessment results. We'll go through the next one, which is intervention for occupational function, optimizing sensory abilities and capacities. Start at the top, choosing an intervention strategy, compensation for impaired or absent protective sensation, compensation techniques, desensitization. We'll go clockwise, sensory therapeutic techniques, sensory treatment after stroke, and sensory re-education techniques. And sensory re-education after peripheral nerve injury or repair. So that'll be a good section to review as well. Then we'll go to the next one, which is learning. Start at the top with the fundamentals of teacher learning process. We did this first semester, so this will definitely be good to review too. And then we'll just go clockwise. Human information processing model of learning. This will be good stuff to review when the time comes. Then we'll go to the next one. This is occupational therapy, selection, gradation, analysis, and adaptation. Adaptation is a lot with assistive devices, so this will be good to review, and it'll be fun to review the assistive devices again. And then activity-focused analysis, we'll go through this. Client-focused activity analysis, go through that. And then occupation as end, occupation as a means. It's good stuff to go through. And then we'll do evaluation of sensation and intervention for sensor dysfunction. This section has a bunch of good assessments for sensory. Has a somatosensory, superficial sensation, and here we have like the sharp or dull test, the hot or cold test, the areas of the hand right here, the 1 or 2 touch discrimination. So this will be really good to review because it's a lot of assessments, the definition, how to distribute the assessment, and then how to grade it, proprioception. Here we have the stereognosis test, localization of touch, and the homunculus. So this will be all good stuff to review because it's a bunch of sensory assessments that we learned again second semester, so I'll definitely need to review it. And then lastly on this one, we have evaluation and interventions in perception dysfunction. So it's a bunch of more assessments and how to administer them and grade them, and the kind of the definition of when you need to use this assessment. So we have like the visual perceptual disorders, visual spatial perception disorders, and like we have the figure ground discrimination. It's just all the different types. So this will be really good to review as well. Right left discrimination, tactile perception disorders. We'll move to the next one. Radomski Chapter 5, Assessing Abilities and Capacities, Vision and Visual Processing. So we'll start at the top again, which is the models and the 3 stages, the hierarchy. This is probably really important to go over. The populations and vision problems, assessing vision. This will probably be good to go over because it probably has all the assessments and when to use them and what to look for. Visual field, ocular motor functions, visual attention, so this will be a good one to review. Radomski 23, Optimizing Vision and Visual Processing. So we'll start at the top again. Visual impairment related to low vision and aging. Definitely important to go over too. Low vision, we learned about that second semester with Dr. Smith, so this will be a nice review to go over and probably get some intervention ideas and assistive technology ideas. Visual impairment as a result of neurological conditions, interventions. So yes, good stuff. And then the next one on this one is evaluation and treatment of visual deficits following BI. So this will be a good review of the different assessments and interventions we can use for visual deficits. So very nice. See, we have like the little test here, cross out all the double numbers, so that'll be good for scanning and seeing which cranial nerve lesion. And then evaluation, visual acuity, visual field, visual attention, scanning, and then the last section we have Radomski Chapter 20, Optimizing Abilities and Capacities. Just some important terms, the types of levers. This is stuff we learned in movements the first semester, so this will definitely be good to review as well as manual muscle testing. And then Radomski Chapter 7, Assessing Abilities and Capacities. We have like the procedure, the functional screening, so this is good to review as well as our videos we made with manual muscle testing and range of motion. This will be really good to review alongside of that. And so yeah, we'll just go through all this, and then I plan on taking maybe 4 or 5 weeks to study for the MBCOT. This will be a great tool, and I'm not going to overwhelm myself by going through it all at once. I'm going to take it one day at a time, probably start with just a review of the OTPF and just kind of take maybe one part at a time and really get to know that part, go over it and over it, maybe make some flashcards alongside. But yeah, this will be a good tool, and thank you for watching.